is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the Remsen Stakes at Aqueduct on Saturday, December 6th. And it goes as the 9th race. This is a Grade 2 event with a $250,000 purse for 2-year-olds, mile and an eighth on the main track. Scheduled post time is 3:08 p.m. Eastern Time. I do all of these Kentucky Derby points races on my channel each year, and through the first 7 points races this year, my top choices have 2 wins, 2 runner-up finishes, and a show finish. I also cover the road to the Kentucky Oaks every year. I did the Remsen Stakes at Aqueduct earlier this week. You can check that one out on my channel. And my Oaks video record so far, 7 races with 3 wins, 3 runner-up finishes, and a show finish. For this race, we're going to meet the field first. Then I'm going to give out my contenders from last to first. Number 1 is Day 1 starter for trainer Shug McGahee. And Shug McGahee has saddled the winner of this event 4 times over the years. This horse has the inside post with Junior Alvarado, and he graduated at Aqueduct second time out at 6.5 furlongs, and then he was third in the Nashua Stakes, beaten 10 lengths as the favorite last time. Paladin's number 2 for Chad Brown. He was placed first through disqualification in his career debut after missing by a head. That race was at 1 mile at Aqueduct. He's stretching out to a 2-turn event second time out. I did for trainer Mike Maker is number 3, and he's run 4 times with a win and a runner-up finish. He was 4th in the Grade 3 Street Scent Stakes, a Kentucky Derby points race last time out. Number 4 is Grittiness for trainer Todd Pletcher, one of 3 runners in this event for Pletcher. And for this one, he's still a maiden after 3 starts. He was second in a maiden special weight event last time. His stablemate Courting is in this event, and he defeated him last time. Chambersville is number 5 for trainer Kenny McPeak, and he's going to move over to the main track for the first time. He broke his maiden last time out, a mile and an eighth on turf at Keeneland on October 25th. Number 6 is Courting, and for this one, another Todd Pletcher trainee, and he was 4th in his debut, and then he defeated his stablemate Grittiness last time out, a 1-turn mile in a 4-horse field. Igniter is number 7 for trainer Rick Dutrow, and this one's run twice, including a maiden win at 1 mile last time out at Aqueduct. That was on September 27th, and he was right up on the pace. Concarneau is number 8 in here, and for this one, he broke his maiden second time out by more than 7 lengths going wire to wire, but he was up the track in his last 2 starts. Renegade is the next Todd Pletcher runner, and he's number 9, and for this one, he was the one that finished in front of Paladin last time out, but he was disqualified and placed second. Irad Ortiz Jr. is going to ride. Balboa is number 10, and he should impact the pace for trainer Brittany Russell. He went wire to wire last time out in the James F. Lewis Stakes at Laurel Park at 6 furlongs. That was on November 8th. Talkin is number 11 for trainer Danny Gargan, and Danny Gargan settled the winner of this event in 2022 and 2023. Dornock was his winner in 2023. And for this one, broke his maiden first time out by a neck, second beaten 6 lengths in the Grade 1 Champagne last time out. Probably Dreaming rounds out the field for trainer Gary Capuano, and he won his first 3 career starts, and then he was second in the Nashua Stakes last time out. And now we're going to go last to first in this event, and the horse that I picked to finish 12th, that'll be number 8, Concarneau, and this one, that he just has that one good effort, and that was at Park second time out after he was defeated 13 lengths from post 12 in his debut, and in that second time start, he had post 9 in a 9-horse field, and he was able to go wire to wire and win by more than 7 lengths. And then last time, an optional claiming race at Laurel Park, he was up the track 6th, beaten 27 lengths. So this looks like a tough spot for this one in his 4th lifetime start, because he didn't show much in his first start against winners. The horse that I picked to finish 11th is the 5, Chambersville, and this one for trainer Kenny McPeak. Now, Kenny McPeak does have good success with horses moving from turf to dirt. 22% wins, and he also shows a flat bet profit with that move. And second time out, this one missed by a nose, and the winner was a next out winner, and Chambersville was a next out winner last time out, a mile and an eighth. So it is a good sign, and I'm not worried about the distance of this race, because he did win at a mile and an eighth last time. So he seems to have the stamina. It's just a question of, will he be able to handle the main track? I think they're just going to throw him into this race to see if he likes dirt, and if he does, they can put him on the Derby trail. Otherwise, they can just put him back on the turf course. The horse that I picked to finish 10th, that's the 12, and that is Probably Dreaming. It's just a tough post for this one. He's run well in all 4 starts with 3 wins and a runner-up finish. And his 3 wins at Laurel Park, He rallied from off the pace to win first time out at 5.5 furlongs. And then he was in the first state dash at Delaware Park. Second time out, he was the favorite. He won that race, pressing the pace. And then he was 10 cents on the dollar in the Rocky Run Stakes at Delaware at 1 mile on October 11th. And he won that race from off the pace by more than 4 lengths. Then he came to New York for the Nashua Stakes, a 1-turn mile at Aqueduct on November 1st. And he stalked the pace, and he was clearly second best that day, more than 7 lengths clear of the show finisher. Just a tough post for him. He's going to be wide, and with that tactical speed, a wide stalking trip is likely in this event. And the horse that I picked to finish 9th, that's Balboa, number 10 in this event. And I'm just not sure, I'm just not positive he really wants to go this far, because in his debut, 5.5 furlongs, he dueled, he finished 3rd. Brandt, his highly regarded stablemate at that time, won that race easily. And then Balboa graduated for Bob Baffert second time out at 6.5 furlongs by more than 7 lengths as the 1-2 favorite. And then they tried him in stakes company. The Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity, Brandt and Desert Gate, his 2 stablemates at that time were 1-2. And this one ended up finishing 5th after pressing the pace, beaten 9 lengths. And then he was defeated 11 lengths in the Grade 1 American Pharoah Stakes at 1 mile and a 16th. Then he moved to the Brittany Russell barn, shipped to Laurel Park, caught the mud in the James F. Lewis Stakes. He was the favorite. He dueled early, put away the other speed, and he won by 5 lengths. He's going to stretch back out. He's going to impact the pace in here. $875,000 purchase. Just not sure if he's going to be able to hang in there this whole mile and an 1/8 distance. The horse that I picked to finish 8th, the 4 Greatness. And Greatness is still a maiden for Todd Pletcher. And this one, they paid $575,000 for this son of Curlin. And Oxbow is the dam sire. Decent enough pedigree. He was 6th in his debut. He was 12-1 at 6.5 furlongs. Ted Nafi, your likely 2-year-old champion, won that event. Second time out, 7 furlongs. He ran into Universe, and Universe has hit the board in some stakes races since that event. And then Grittiness last time, his stablemate Courting defeated him in a 4-horse field. Courting was out there setting the pace, and Grittiness did show some decent late interest to finish second in that event, a half a length in front of the show finisher. But it was just a 4-horse field. He is a maiden, and he's going to have to step up his game. And that last race was a slow, early, fast, late event. So he's going to be adding blinkers in here as well. So look for this one from off the pace. The horse that I picked to finish 7th, the day 1 starter for Shug McGahee. And I mentioned that McGahee has won this race 4 times over the years. This one does seem in a bit of a tough spot, though. In his debut, he was 6th in an 8-horse field at 20-1. And then he was much more highly regarded second time out. That day, he was 7-2. And he was able to go wire to wire at 6.5 furlongs at Aqueduct, and he earned a decent enough speed rating. And then more was expected of him in the Nashua Stakes. He was the favorite, and it would have been nice to see him move forward that day, but he wasn't able to do that. From the outside post, he tracked the pace, and he ended up finishing 3rd, beaten 10 lengths. As I said, a disappointing effort. He was the favorite. Now, he could work out a decent trip in here. He's got the inside post. Junior Alvarado is going to ride. He's got some speed. He could be forwardly placed from that inside post, most likely saving ground, tracking the pace. Dam has produced 6 winners from 7 starters. And this is a son of Upstart, and they paid $160,000 for this one. But he is going to have to show more, because that Nashua Stakes was a disappointment. He was expected to win that event, and even if he didn't win, it would have been nice to see him finish closer to the winner and the runner-up in that event. The horse that I picked to finish 6th, the 3, I Did. This is a son of Curlin, $300,000 purchase for Mike Maker. He made some nice progress in his first 3 starts. He was 5th, beaten 12 lengths in his debut. Blackout Time was the clear runner-up, and then Blackout Time came back and defeated him by not more than 9 lengths second time out. And I did finish a clear second that day. Password was 3rd. That one was the next out winner, and I Did was the next out winner in the slop at 1 mile and a 16th, tracking from second, opening up a 4-length lead, and then holding on by 1.5 lengths. And then last time in the Street Scent Stakes, he had post 6 in a 7-horse field. He made a wide early move, bid for the lead, and then he flattened out, and he ended up finishing 4th, beating 4 lengths in that 7-horse field. So they're going to have to time his move better in here. Joao Rosario is his new rider. And look for this one, most likely from off the pace. It is a good sign that he has some stakes experience, and he was making nice progress prior to that last start. That wasn't a poor effort at all. And also, the runner-up there, Universe, from that Street Scent Stakes, would come back and finish second in his next stakes start, the Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, and he galloped out in front that day. So he faced a decent enough rival. He wasn't embarrassed last time, and if you're playing trifectas and superfectas, he's one that I could see hitting the board in here. The horse that I picked to finish fifth, that is the 9 Renegade. Renegade for trainer Todd Pletcher, and Todd Pletcher has saddled the winner of this race 3 times. And this is a $975,000 son of Into Mischief. Curlin the Dam Sire. The Dam Spice is Nice was a stakes winner. Good pedigree here. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one handle this mile in an eighth distance. He was beaten 18 lengths in his debut, 6.5 furlongs. He was 5-1. And then he was a little less than 5-1 last time out against Paladin. And he rallied from off the pace from post 2. He did win that race by a head, but as I said, he was disqualified and placed second for bumping his rival in the stretch. And now Ortiz Jr. is going to ride. John Velasquez rode last time, and Ortiz Jr. was his debut pilot. The main concern, and I mentioned this when I did a preview of this race, and I said that he hadn't worked since November 14th. I mentioned that when I did this preview, Remsen preview on Sunday after they drew the field. But I said most likely he would probably work early in the week. And he did work on December 1st, but he still did have that gap in his workouts. That's a little bit concerning. I was concerned about that after looking at the draw. But this one, he did defeat a quality horse last time. That was a relatively fast race, and he's expected to be a good one. They paid a little less than $1 million for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did run a decent race here. But I like others more in this spot. The horse that I picked to finish fourth, that's Renegade stablemate number 6, and that is Courting. And Courting, they paid $5 million for this son of Curlin, Bernardini the Dam Sire. Cavorting is the dam, and Cavorting was a stakes winner, and she has produced 4 winners from 4 starters and 2 stakes winners. So good pedigree here, and this one with John Velasquez aboard. I mentioned that Pletcher has saddled the winner of this race 3 times. John Velasquez has won this race 4 times. So this is a combination that has done well in this race over the years. And he was 4th in his debut at 3-1. Igniter, who is in this race, won that event. And then the runner-up from that race was a next out winner. And this horse, second time out, that 4-horse field, 19 cents on the dollar. So he was the heavy favorite there, that 1-turn mile at Aqueduct on November 9th. And he got out there and he was part of the pace. He was challenged, but the pace was slow, below par fractions. 24, 47, and 4, 112. And then he was able to kick away in the stretch and win by more than 2 lengths. So he's bred to be a good one. That was a decent enough effort last time. And the reason that his speed rating went down was because the pace ratings were low. Typically, if the pace ratings are higher, you'll have a faster race. But that was a bit of a slow race. We still don't know a lot about him yet because he only defeated 3 rivals in a race that was slow early and fast late. But they paid a lot for him. He's expected to be a good one. And we'll see if he can move forward and run faster in this event, stepping up to meet better company. The horse that I picked to finish third, that's the 7 Igniter for trainer Rick Dutrow. And for this one, the dam is Malibu Prayer, and that one was a stakes winner, and she's produced 4 winners from 4 starters and a stakes winner as well. This one was a decent third in the debut, 26-1 odds at 6 furlongs at Saratoga in an 8-horse field, rallying from off the pace. The runner-up, Oscar's Hope, was a next out winner, and Igniter was a next out winner as the favorite, second time out, a 1-turn mile, pressed the pace from post 6 in an 8-horse field and won by a length under Manny Franco. He rides back here. This one should be in the hunt from the outset, probably not in front early, but relatively close to the early leaders. The horse that I picked to finish second, that's the 11 Talkin. He could have easily been my top choice if he would have drawn a better post, but I still like this one than I liked him last time. They paid $600,000 for this son of Good Magic, and for this one, the dam was a winner and has produced 6 winners from 8 starters, and the dam sire is Tisnow. So Good Magic was a son of Curlin, and the dam comes out of a Tisnow mare. And for this one, bred to handle longer distances, Danny Gargan, as I said, saddled the winner of this race in 2022 and 2023. And this horse in the debut won by a neck, tracking from third. That was a good effort there at 7 furlongs. Never easy to win first time out at 7 furlongs. The distant show finisher, Further Ado, that one came back and graduated by 20 lengths, and then that one won the Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes last weekend. Talkin was my top choice in the Grade 1 Champagne last time, and he rallied from off the pace, post 9 in a 9-horse field. He was able to get up and finish second. Napoleon Solo was the romping winner that day. So now Talkin, if he can overcome this post position and work out some kind of trip, should run a quality race in here. My top choice, the 2 in here, Paladin. And this is a horse that, if you watched my Remsen preview video, I mentioned that I played this one in the last Kentucky Derby future wager pool. $1.9 million son of Gunrunner. Tappet is the dam sire. This one has that nice pedigree to handle longer distances. His debut, he was the favorite, right up on below par fractions, and he was able to win that, to miss by a head there, but he was placed first through disqualification. As I said, Renegade was disqualified, and it was more than 5 lengths back to the show finisher. So he was just 3/4 of a length back early, then he was battling on the lead, then he took a short lead, and then Renegade came after him in the stretch, and those two were just battling down to the wire, and Paladin was bumped, and Renegade did win that race by a head. That's a good enough effort in the debut for trainer Chad Brown, and Flavien Prat's going to ride back here, and I expect this horse from that post 2 to work out a good tactical trip. But there's some other horses in here that could show some speed, Balboa and some others, but I think Paladin's going to work out a good ground-saving tactical trip. Now, as just a second-time starter, is this one going to be experienced enough to win the Remsen Stakes? Well, Chad Brown did run a horse in this race in 2023, Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone was coming off of one race, and that was a 1-turn mile at Aqueduct, and he won that event. And then his second career start in the Remsen Stakes, he would make some mistakes in that race, rallying from off the pace, but he just missed by a nose. And the horse that defeated him that day was Dornoch. And so I have the same 2 trainers with different horses, with Paladin and Chad Brown, who had Sierra Leone in 2023. And then my second choice is Talkin with Danny Gargan, and Gargan had Dornoch in 2023. So the same 2 trainers have some promising horses again, and maybe they'll knock heads in the stretch, just like Dornoch and Sierra Leone did in the 2023 Remsen. But Paladin, number 2, my top choice in the Remsen Stakes. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, I offer full cards this month, Aqueduct, and I'm going to be doing the Cigar Mile Day full card. So that's including the multiple stakes races, including the Cigar Mile. The Remsen's part of that card. Also the Demoiselle. I did videos for the Demoiselle and then the Remsen for this one. And if you want that full card, you can get that full card at therunawayhorse.com or my shop page. My full cards are typically done 1 or 2 days before race day, and I update tickets after scratches for each full card each race day. My full cards coming up after this week, December 13th and December 20th. I'm doing full cards at Gulfstream Park, both of those Saturdays. And then Santa Anita will start their winter meet on December 26th, and I'll be covering full cards at Santa Anita each day. And then beginning in January, some bonus full cards on Saturdays for some of the big cards from around the country, tracks like Oaklawn Park, Gulfstream Park, Fairgrounds. We're going to be throwing in some extra full cards when those tracks have some big days. So again, therunawayhorse.com or my shop page if you're interested in my full card analysis. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.